My name is Santi. I'm a Spanish guy.
Why do you choose to come to Taiwan?
It's a very interesting story. So before I came to Taiwan, I lived in London 7 years. Mm-hmm. And while I was living there, I met a lot of people from Taiwan. One of them became my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to travel around Asia. That was the main reason. Me and my ex-girlfriend, we used to work together in the same place, and then we quit the job at the same time and decided to travel. Okay. And then I was thinking living in an Asia country would be like a nice experience for me. And one of the countries we visited, it was Taiwan. Mm-hmm. And once I was here, we went to the market, and I thought I could sell Spanish food. So we came back to Spain, I bought all the equipment, and we came back to Taiwan and started to sell Spanish food. You know paella?
No.
The rice, seafood rice, this is very famous in Spain.
So you're still doing that?
No anymore. We were selling this in the market during maybe 6 months.
Is it a night market?
Traditional market.
Okay.
And then I had to go back to Spain because my father was under surgery and I had to take care of him.
Okay, that's so sad.
And I was supposed to stay there only for 2 months, but then the COVID pandemic started. And I had to stay in Spain 8 months. Mm-hmm. And then once I came here, the business, it wasn't as good as before. Yeah. And also our relation, it wasn't good. So I had to decide to move to another place to keep selling or try to find another job.
Okay.
So initially I wanted to become a Spanish teacher, but the opportunities in Kaohsiung, there are not too much, not too many opportunities.
Why Taiwan? Well, what stands out the most about Taiwan?
I would say Taiwan, it has the advantages of developed countries. For example, health system is quite ahead. Safety, mm-hmm. top country about safety. Education, everyone is very well educated. You won't see people fighting in the street, confrontation, people. Still, you can find some people not too educated, but in general, I think it's a very nice educated country. Mm-hmm. So I think those things is seems like a head country, and then it got the advantages of not developed countries. For example, open a business is very simple. Mm-hmm. It's if you go into developed countries like in Europe, as I said, it's big headache. But here in Taiwan, it's very simple. Obviously, at first, because of the language barrier, you need someone to help you. But besides that, I think it's very simple. It's not like in European countries, the government interfere a lot. So you need to pay a lot of tax, you need to accomplish so many regulations. Something like in Taiwan is easy. In Taiwan, you only need an idea and you can get it done. That's it. Another thing is everything, you can do everything. You can go, if you enjoy the nature, you can go waterfall, you can go beach, and there is no restrictions. You can do anything you want. You can go wild camping. In so many countries, you need to pay fees. If you want to go waterfall, here in Taiwan is free. And on top of that, it's not overcrowded. This is a very good point. You can go waterfall and you can enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
In so many countries, you definitely might need to pay some money to enjoy the nature, plus it would be overcrowded.
What is, let's say, 1 or 2 differences, life in Spain compared to life in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, you don't need to get a lot of money to have a comfortable life. Just with a little money, you can enjoy life. However, in London, for example, you need a lot of money. There is no way, working just a few hours, you can survive. You need to work full time, working hard, and there is no way you can enjoy. Police officers in Spain, they have way more power than here. So I've seen how Taiwanese people facing the police, and police do nothing. That is something in Spain you wouldn't be able to do because you would be arrested immediately and hit probably by the police. Here police, they don't have too much authority, I think.
If you had to introduce any Spanish culture to Taiwanese, what part of Spanish culture would you like to introduce?
I would say public affection display. I feel like Taiwanese people, they don't like to show their emotions, so they are kind of shy. Working in Abu Sipan, I realized, for example, when the parents picking up the kids, they don't even hug them, they don't even kiss them, they don't even say anything. Just soba, that's it. But here in Spain, it's way different. I remember when I was a kid, my mom came to pick me up. The first thing is hug my mom, kiss my mom, I love you, mom, how was your day, things like this. I don't think it's a little bit behind compared with Spain.
Can you speak Mandarin?
Kaya.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and how easy is it to make friends here?
To make foreign friends, I think it's easy. Trying to make Taiwanese friends is a little bit harder, especially because of the language. It's not the same having like a basic conversation, talking about daily basics. This is easy, but when you want to integrate properly with Taiwanese people, you need to know a lot of things about their culture. Mm-hmm. And you know, the way they're talking, probably you know as well. They're always talking with things like you really need to grow up here if you want to understand.
What part of Taiwanese culture do you find most interesting?
They still believe in ghosts, like how they pray, like they have a God for many different things. One for money, one for businesses, one for love, one for studies, one for health. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing I found is like, for example, in my country, we never wish you to become rich. We wish you to be healthy. Mm-hmm. But we don't wish you to become rich.
What do you miss having in your country but you don't have it here in Taiwan?
The thing is, my life in Taiwan is like being in a vacation, always. I feel like I'm in a vacation, constantly vacation. I'm pretty happy, I got friends, I got a girlfriend, I'm pretty happy here. Because I know sometimes I'm missing my country, but I know if I went back to Spain, I would feel like bored. I would miss Taiwan. So when you're working in Europe, you're living in Europe, you have no time to do this. Mm-hmm. So when I want to do something here in Taiwan, I can do it immediately or the following day. Sometimes when you're living in European countries, if you want to do something, you need to arrange in advance, trying to find some free time. Mm-hmm. But here in Taiwan, I have always time to do things I like. So this is something that I know I wouldn't have in European countries.
If you are to change anything in Taiwan, what would it be?
I would like Taiwanese society be more involved in sports. Like parents, they feel like sports are not really important for the kids. So they think, yeah, sports don't make any money. So they feel like it's better to spend your time study hard and trying to get a nice job in the future. But I think sports is not only about making money. It can help you to increase your confidence, make friends, be a more social as person.
What is your most difficult challenge that you had to overcome or yet to overcome?
In Taiwan, still the language barrier. Even though my Chinese, I think, is getting better and it's good, sometimes you need help. Always there is something like you need someone to help you out. Especially when you're talking about something like very formal, like going to the hospital or maybe things. Yes, so many people speak English, but I think in some situations you need help. At least this is my opinion.
How is it like living in Taiwan as a foreigner?
Extremely convenient, because the amount of foreigners in Taiwan is very limited compared with European countries. So we are like special, we are unique. This, in my opinion. So sometimes you feel like a celebrity here. I feel like foreign people in Taiwan, they have many advantages. This is why Taiwan is so special, because the foreign community is not too big.
Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
They should appreciate the country more than they do. I think they have a nice country and they don't realize. Many of them, they complain, they would like to go to Europe. They have this American dream. They think America is way better than Taiwan. They think America is safer. I said, what? You don't know what you're talking about. So Taiwan is the safest country. They don't know. They don't know those things. They think Taiwan is dangerous, and obviously they don't know. So I think they should appreciate their country more.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, and hope you continue to enjoy your stay in Taiwan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
感谢你们的支持。但是还有很多人还没订阅，请不要忘记订阅、按赞、开启小铃铛。你们的支持是我们的动力，谢谢大家。